Hey everybody, this is Cam from Kitchenall, here to help you watch, take a look, and decide before you cook. Today we'll be reviewing the Southwood RG7 commercial chicken rotisserie machine. First thing I want to note about the Southwood is that this is a heavy-duty machine. This is comparable to steel that you're going to see in some of the high-quality, high-capacity, high-volume machines that you see from Rotisserie, Equipex, American Range. It's very heavy duty, and not only is it very heavy duty, it's very heavy. And as you're looking at rotisseries across various websites and even on our website and online, you'll notice that they vary a lot in heaviness, and that gives you an indication of the build quality. So this is the RG7 that Southwood makes. This is a 500-pound machine. That's fairly heavy when it comes to a 35 chicken rotisserie. You'll notice some of the other brands from Amco or Diamond, they're probably about half that weight. And the reason is that some of those cheaper brands that oftentimes are made in Brazil, they really use this paper thin metal all around the product. They use weak burners, and it just has this general overall very thin build quality. So not only is this machine heavy and sturdy, but it's also powerful. So we have on the bottom here, you'll see each of these layers of ceramic bricks. We have a low burner, a middle burner, and a high burner. Each of these burners is 57,000 BTUs, which means that the total BTU of the machine is 170,000 BTUs. Now in terms of features, this looks very similar to the vertical standing commercial rotisserie chicken machines that you're going to see, for example, in Peruvian restaurant chains across the country, or you're going to see in a Boston market. 7 rotisserie spits that go down in front of those burners, and then it cooks behind this tempered glass. Southwood has a 1¼ inch tempered glass on their machines. In this particular case, this is a double sliding door, which gives you access from both sides of the machine. We think the tempered glass is important for merchandising. And another thing that we thought was pretty cool about this machine is that they've added, you can't see it from there, but there's a light socket, a covered light socket on there that fits just a standard bulb, so you can add a lot of brightness to the machine, which definitely helps from a merchandising perspective. In front of the burners, there is a burner cover. The burner cover prevents the burners themselves from cooking the chickens. And what it does is radiates the heat back behind the machine into those ceramic bricks. And that's going to give you a very, very even heat radiation. Southwood has here is motorized spits. So in this case, we have 7 individual motorized spits. We think this is a pretty cool feature for a couple reasons. The motorized spits can be managed individually by these individual switches. Not only that, these switches can turn the spits in either direction for whatever preference that you want. But the spits also have a master switch, so you can leave the switches in whatever configuration works for you, and then turn them all on and off by a single switch. So we think that's very convenient, particularly because there are a lot of times where it could be a slower day and you want to do a partial cook, and you may only want 1 or 2 spits running. You don't need to use all that additional volume. And this machine cooks a 3.5-pound chicken for about 35 of them in about 50 minutes to an hour. So pretty efficient cook, and that can be running all day long, given that this is a high volume machine. Another cool thing we liked that Southwood added to their machine is, and we didn't see this in earlier models, but they have this pan on the bottom. The pan is helpful for a couple of reasons. One is that it collects all the fat drippings that come down from the turkey, and there's a hole in the bottom of the machine where the fat drippings will basically fall down and go into the pan. That makes it easier for cleanup. But the pan also has another feature which we thought was really interesting, is that you can add moisture to the pan throughout your cook. So you can add water to the pan, for example. That water is going to radiate steam, and build and raise humidity throughout your machine to keep those chickens moist and just keep a constant humidity in there that we think is a very cool feature with this machine that you're not going to see in all of the ones that you either see both on our site and also on other sites across the web. We have these air intake valves on the burners. These air intake valves helps you adjust the amount of airflow that goes into the burner, so you can adjust it perfectly as you need to get that optimal blue flame. And this is something you're only going to have to do once, typically when you set up the machine. One of the coolest things that we liked about this motor setup is that these are 7 individual electric motors that are individually turning each spit in the rotisserie. Now, I think when I first saw this, I thought, why did they have 7 motors? Doesn't that make it a little bit more of a high maintenance machine? And I think no, because one is that it gives you that flexibility to do those partial cooks, but more importantly, every once in a while a rotisserie motor is going to go out. Some of the bigger high-end rotisserie machines have one single motor, and when those single motors go out that run all your rotisseries, you're done. You cannot cook for the rest of the day, and maybe even a few days, depending on how long it's going to take you to get that replacement motor. And sometimes the installation is a little bit complex. What I like what Southwood did here is they had 7 small electric motors behind this panel. This panel can easily be removed with a screwdriver, and then those electric motors can be replaced. You don't need a plumber, you don't need an electrician, you can do this on your own. We tested it ourselves between taking off the panel and putting in the motor and removing the other motor. It took about 10 to 15 minutes. So we thought that was a really cool feature with the Southwood. Now let's talk about how it actually works. So when you get this machine into your restaurant, there's going to be a few things that you need to do to set it up. First, you're going to install the ceramic bricks in the back. Make sure this burner cover is covering the burners from the bottom. As I said, the point is to radiate the heat up through the bricks and have that heat not roasting the chickens directly. This side door we thought was very interesting and added a lot of flexibility if you have tight space in your restaurant. So we've noticed that some of the bigger, high quality, high-end machines, they have a full swing door that opens up in the front, which really limits it requires a lot of clearance to be able to do that. So what Southwood did is they added this side door, which, as you can see, really doesn't need a lot of clearance. The amount of clearance that you have already on your machine, I think from here to here, it's 39 to 40 inches. Add an extra 6 inches for the spits. And then the door requires, let's say another, just to be conservative, 6 to 12 inches. And then, of course, you're just going to have the unit plugged in, flick the switch. The other switch that you see down here is for the light that operates on the top. And then you're good to go and you're ready to have your cooking start. You could run this machine all day long, as we said. And then it's time to finish and clean up for the day, and it's fairly straightforward once you're done. You're going to turn off your gas. You're going to go down, pull that pan out, pulls all the way out, empty out the pan, give that a nice clean wipe. Wipe down the machine with some non-abrasive stainless steel cleaner, and you're ready to go for tomorrow. So, again, this is a very popular product on our website. Hopefully we're able to answer some questions for you today. We do have a lot more information on our website within our spec sheets or our user manuals, but as always, we're there available to take your call. So please feel free to give us a call if you have any questions about this or any other of our products. I'm Cam from Kitchenall. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.